Plugging this computer. All right.
НВ прогнозирует инфляцию до 10 миллионов процентов.
После попытки госпереворота.
Революция, цветная революция. Катастрофа только предстоит оценить. Я не могу поверить. Беспорядки устроили в Африке.
Погибли 16 человек.
Стране образовалась ударная власть. Цыганы в примешанные баки громили городское имущество.
Пока демократия не будет восстановлена.
Главные новости сейчас приходят из французской столицы.
The modern world economic system can lead humanity to shocks of unprecedented scale, next to which any economic crisis may seem like child's play. There are very good reasons for this. The mechanisms for the growth of the world economy is, first of all, the expansion of markets and the increase in consumption. But is there any space for expansion today? Of course not. Today, the market has become global. The whole territory of the world has been mastered. It can be noted that no matter what country you come to, you meet the same brands, products, and chain stores everywhere. This is one of the signs of the expansion of the world markets. The fact that there is simply nowhere to expand further was one of the reasons for the global crisis of 2008. Increased consumption. Consumption is stimulated by lendings. At first, after receiving a loan, the purchasing power increases, but then it decreases markedly as the person works to not only repay the debt, but to also repay the interest on it. This problem is solved, if it is possible to say so, by various programs of refinancing, new offers from banks, and advertising from banking products. The illusion of cheap loans is created. Thus, people are hooked on a credit needle. For example, in Switzerland, the average debt for each resident on loans to banks is about $145,000. In the USA, it is $55,000. Canadians have accumulated the largest debts. Collectively, the inhabitants of the country owed on average more than $1 trillion in loans. Credit debt of the population in the world has reached a real historical maximum. This has led mankind to a vicious circle. Banks are forced to issue loans to maintain demand, but debt growth in the long run leads to a decrease in demand and consequently to a slowdown in a world economic growth, a decrease in production. As a result, fewer and fewer people in the world will be able to repay the debts on loans. Another significant problem of the world economy is the gap between the rich and the poor, which is growing rapidly every year. Today, 82% of the world's wealth belongs to 1% of the world's population. This doesn't show the flourishing of the world economy. On the contrary, it shows the collapse of the economic order. Production processes are automated and robotized. Human labor is less and less in demand. As a result, more people stay without work. This raises the threat of global instability and civil wars. Are there any real solutions to these problems? In recent years, we often hear about the new economic evolution of the world, or NEW for short. NEW invites the person to participate in the activities of the companies which services he uses. It gives people the opportunity to be co-owners of the companies and thus participate in the management and monitoring that will prevent the waste of public money. The co-investors with the right to receive profits and dividends. The consumers with the opportunity to increase their income by consuming the product, attracting other consumers, and the businessmen by attracting new investors through multi-level crowd investing. What has already been done today? On the 30th of March 2019, thanks to the multi-level crowd investing, the program crypto unit started. Its immediate result exceeded all expectations. For the first 3 days, the first stage of the 8 scheduled was fully implemented, which was expected to be a month. Thus, 12,000 users were members of a program. From the period of 30th of March to the 30th of September 2019, was created the sales volume of more than $107 million. The program allows people to become, regardless of their income level, co-owners, partners, real estate investors, and shareholders of a global investment portfolio that works in all segments and sectors of the investment market, namely education, the development sector, multi-level crowd investing sector, the sector of equity partnership in businesses through co-sharing, the development sector of health and longevity, the sector of innovative transport development, the banking sector, stock markets, forex markets, cryptocurrency markets, insurance sector, real estate sector, the sector of innovation development, the sector of development in agriculture and farming, the business sector, cooperative and social development, the science sector, the cultural sector, the sector of precious metals and semi-precious metals, the sector of precious and semi-precious stones, the sector of space development, non-rocket space programming, the sector of charity. We have already created an investment portfolio that is worth more than $12 million. The capital gains for the 52 months are averaged at 26% a day. This investment portfolio can include all participants of the crypto unit program. The funds received will be reinvested in a further expansion of the investment portfolio, thereby increasing the amount of assets and accordingly revenues. All holders of crypto unit digital assets are included in the portfolio in different shares depending on their amount of deposits. Based on historical data in the investment market sectors, many companies have the following returns. Let's suppose the company invests in the education sector, which should give us more than 30% a year. In the venture capital market, which is able to give more than 80 to 500% a year. In the banking and financial sector, which can give us more than 20% per year on currency exchange and brokerage operations. The stock, currency, and crypto markets can give us more than 50% a year. The real estate sector will give us from 10 to 20% per year. Innovative development gives us more than 20% per year. Equity participation in various sectors of the economy and businesses gives us an income of 20% a year. Culture can provide us with a yield of more than 20% a year. Investments in the development and extraction of precious and semi-precious metals and stones, more than 25% a year. The sector of multi-level crowd investing, more than 100% per year. Investments in innovative transport technologies will be able to give more than 50 to 500% a year. The agriculture and farming sector can yield more than 30% a year. Having analysed the practice of the company operating in the sectors of the investment market, we can assume that the return on such a portfolio is 30 to 230% per year. And in some cases, it is possible to get more. Guaranteed payment of dividend income on this amount from 8 to 35% of the profits of these assets. Let's suppose our assets already amount to 100 million. The average return on a portfolio will be 80% per year. That is 80 million per year. An average of 20% will go to pay dividend income, which is 16 million. The remaining 64 million is reinvested for expansion of the business and buying new assets. Expanding annually, the assets of such a portfolio are capable to grow exponentially, giving a huge capital increase according to the balanced strategy of the program of crypto unit. Thus, thanks to multi-level crowd investing, we are able to unite more than 35% of the world's population, acquiring more and more assets in all sectors of the investment market and different economic systems of the world community. What does this mean for a usual person in different countries of the world? This means that there is a real chance to enter with very little capital into a large investment portfolio and get all that this portfolio receives, creating a global investment portfolio which gives people the best and never before existing opportunities in investment directions. Thanks to this, we will be able to come collectively to the qualitative progressive development of society on the planet, build new ecological cities, live in harmony with nature, helping it to be constantly updated. This will give us the opportunity to develop a completely new way of evolution. Such an opportunity happens once in a lifetime for all people on the planet.
Mary, so
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to start our presentation on investment, and the first speaker will be Mary Ngwa. Mary Ngwa is a vice president of the company in the new consumer community affiliate. 1 minute, I don't want to have my picture, but I want to have this. Sorry, I want to do the thumbnail. Can you help me, Nelly? I don't know how I did that.
sorry, Dr. Madej, what was that?
Okay, I was moving the pictures. Okay, on the side. because I couldn't read.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Mary Ngwa is a vice president in the new consumer community affiliate program, representative of the local leaders, ambassador team, Marathon 260 MLCI graduate, entrepreneur and private investor, sales and marketing specialist, master profit graduate. She's an entrepreneur and private investor, trainer, presenter, and coach, member of the Christian Women Fellowship CWF. Hey, Mary, the floor is yours. You are muted. Mary, you are muted.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Muriel. I'm having problems too seeing the pictures. It's just keeping. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Okay. Okay, thank you, Nelly. Thank you, Dr. Mimi, for the wonderful introduction. My name is Mary Ngwa, as you already heard. Our presentation today, we are having the basic financial education, the errors of the private investor, financial plan, capitalization secrets, what to do in the next 3 months in order to live your dream life, your actions, and the next steps. Investment basic training. Why do we need to learn financial literacy? The question is not how much you earn. The question is, do you have sufficient financial knowledge to have and multiply your hard-earned money? How does your financial portfolio look? If you look at the chart in front of us on the left, you see that you have people that receive a salary. They are employees, which is good because they have a salary. They can put food on the table for their family and they can go about their activities. But at the end, what happened? Do they have enough pension when they retire? The answer will be no, because if you look at it, you see that it's just 20% that they can save for the rainy days, and 80% is being spent. Then when you look on the right, you have the rich class portfolio. The rich class portfolio, you see they have a lot of investments. You have pension, you have cryptocurrency, you have funds, you have gold, education, insurance, because they do everything to invest. They invest for the future. They invest for their retirement because of the knowledge they have. But with the left, you see that the poor have no knowledge of investments. That is why you see that their salary, they spend 80% of it. They have no knowledge of investments. And the only thing that is in their mind is pension. And how much pension do they keep? 20%. We look at the rules of the private investor. Number one, understand the terminology, assets versus liabilities, financial independence versus freedom, investment versus investing. Then the number two, five commandments of the investor. Save 10% on all income, strong income and expenditure control. Protect your money from losses. Learn how to invest. Always learn to earn money. and always learn to earn more. Number 3, financial plan, diversification, maintain investor discipline. Don't be greedy and lazy. Always learn about investing and always learn to increase your income. Rule number 1, understand terminology. Financial freedom versus financial independence. Assets versus liabilities. Investment versus investing. I know those terminologies are always confusing sometimes. Financial independence is defined by the current assets a person has. It is a situation where people can cover monthly expenses and live like that for 10 consecutive years without degrading the quality of life. For an example, your expenses are 1,000 a month. Multiply the sum of 12 and then multiply that by 10. The result is $120,000. This is the sum required to live at a current level without working for 10 years. Then when we look at financial freedom, it's achieved by having income from current assets. Basically, monthly expenses are fully covered without losing any capital. For an example, if 120,000 is invested annually at 12%, you will get the amount to cover expenses of 1,000 per month. Using this scenario, you can be unemployed for an unlimited amount of years. Assets versus liabilities. Assets are resources with economic value that an individual owns or controls with the expectation that it will provide future benefit. And liabilities are your expenses. You look at the differences. Liabilities are what you use, what you put money in it. If you say you buy a house, so far as you don't pay, but you still pay taxes, it's not a liability. It is a liability, sorry, it's a liability. But some people always confuse with that as an asset. It's not an asset because money still leaves your hand to pay for taxes and the rents. We have investment tools. We have bank deposits, co-owner of a small or medium business. We have insurance companies, investment funds. We have stock, futures, options, and bonds, forex, high yield investments, antiques, real estate, precious metal, and gems, trust management. These are all the investment tools that the rich people put their money in it. They've invest, at least as I read before, that invest 10% of your money and invest it every month. Rule number 2, 5 commandments. Save 10 to 30% from your investment. When you take your paycheck, do everything to save it. You save it to invest. You save it, not just keeping it in the bank, no. Because when you keep it in the bank, what happened? The banks take your money, they invest it and make money out of your money. Your money is instead working for the bank, not for you. But if you save this money, this income, 10% and 30%, you invest it. What happens when you are sleeping? That money is working for you. You have to control your expenses. Control the way you spend money. Don't buy things that you don't need. Don't buy clothes over and over. Things that you have, you keep at home, you don't use. Don't spend, you got, even like women going to grocery store, make a list of what you buy. Because if you don't make that list, what happens? You buy more than what you need. And at the end, what happens? You trash it. That is money wasting. Control your expenses and protect your money. Learn how to invest wisely. Don't just save your money. Don't just save your money in the bank. Don't just keep it or open a pillow and put it there or your mattress. No, invest. Always learn to earn more. You can only earn more if you are increasing your investments. Investing example. Let's imagine that 10,000 is invested. Taking into account a monthly capitalization of 20 years, the yield for each percentage would be, if it is 12% yearly, you make 110,014 cents. If it is 15% yearly, you make 199,619. If it is 18% yearly, you make 361,673. If it is 24% yearly, 1,182,065. If it is 30% yearly, you make 3,840,062 cents. You see that the more you invest, the more money you make. You have to have a strict income and expenses control. If you don't control your expenses, if you don't control your money that it comes to you, you just take and spend it. Always do everything. If you look at the budget income on the left, you see salary. The amount of salary is $1,239. From previous month was $912. Then the dividends or passive income, nothing. Income from the swing back office, $1,435. And on the left, on the right, you see income per month. Then you see expenses. You see the net, which is in red, minus. You see planned expenses. And if you don't keep records like this, you'll not know whether you are losing or you are gaining, and you'll not know where these losses are coming from. Always have a strict plan of your expenses and your income. Rule number 3, financial plan. We have short-term, medium, mid-term, and long-term. You plan on, if you don't have to invest all your money for long-term projects, and maybe just look at it, just do your own due diligence to know where to put and on which term do you need to put. Financial plan. A financial plan is a comprehensive evaluation of an investor's current and future financial state by using currently known variables to predict future cash flows, assets, values, and withdrawal plans. Then financial planning is an ongoing process to help you make sensible decisions about money that can help you achieve your goals in life. If you don't plan, you'll not make anything. If you don't plan, you just take your salary. You cannot take all your paycheck and just go and invest it. No, you need some money to take care of yourself. You need money to take care of your family. Just plan on which percentage, what percentage should you invest, and let it continue. Don't do it just one time. Next month, you don't do it. Why do you need it? We need financial plan in order to have a capital formation for passive income. As we plan our investments, as we plan with our money that we earn, as we do the investment, we make passive income. Without that, we cannot have that passive income. Accumulation for children's education. We have to plan for our children's education. Because if we don't do that, our children will end up being debtors before they graduate from schools. And even we will end up to be debtors to borrow money to pay for our children's education. But if we do that planning, that will be easy. We'll not go through debts. We also plan in order to purchase a real estate or a good car yourself. Than opening your own business. If you don't plan, put money together, you can open a business. You cannot take your paycheck that you are opening a business. How much money is that? But you have to plan in order to make more money to open your own business. Also to provide a good pension when you retire. And for inheritance capital to make a legacy for your family. Rule number 4, diversification. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. We don't have to put all our investments only in one. If you look at us, we have a global portfolio. We have multiple segments because even if one is going down, not all the rest, or not all of them will go down. You have to diversify. If you look at this chart on the right, you see there are some investments for 78%, 12%, 36%, 25%. Just looking at what you have to study and know where to put all this, to put your investments. Diversify your income. You are saving, sorry. Rule 5, investment discipline. You have to discipline yourself. Stick to your plan. When you plan that next month, you are going to save 30% of your income. Do it. Let something not come or somebody come and disrupt. Oh, you don't use that money. Let's use that money to buy a car. You didn't plan to buy a car. It is for your investments. Stick to the plan. Rule number 6, don't be greedy. Greediness leads to bankruptcy. Don't hold that money and stay with it. Don't lock that money. Don't put the money somewhere in your house and just lock it and keep it there. Don't hide it under your pillow or under your bed. At the end of it, what will happen? The money will get finished because you'll just be pulling it and using. Don't be greedy. Rule number 7, education and self-development. Self-development is the key to success. You have to use yourself. You have to educate yourself. You have to educate yourself in investment trainings. Get some money to educate yourself because it will help you. If you don't know, you don't know, but if you know what happened, because knowing about investment or savings, I never knew about it until when I started training myself, learning in the Academy of Private Investor. Today, I can do things in a different way. I know how to save. I know where to invest my money. But if you don't have that education, if I didn't have it, I'll not know. Invest in education to yourself. Rule 8, always multiply your investment portfolio. Create different income streams by investing in different segments. Oh, I've come to the end of my presentation and thank you for listening to it. I hope you learned something from it. And now my partner is summing up Dr. Muriel. Dr. Muriel is president in the New Consumer Community Affiliate Program. She's a representative of the Global Leadership Council, international trainer, presenter, and coach, entrepreneur and private investor, sales and marketing specialist for over 45 years. Ooh. Master Profit graduate, marathon graduate. Dr. Muriel, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mary, for that great presentation and for my introduction. It was so great when I say, oh, maybe it's not me. She's talking about somebody else. The way she say, oh, 45 years. That's a long life. Okay, it's not 45 days, but every day I'm learning. Every day it's a learning day for me. And that's the way you learn, by asking questions, by coming to the presentation. I hope everyone who's listening to me now pay attention, because this is an investment and we are teaching you how to how to invest your hard-earned money, like Mary had told us before. Next slide, please. The 8 wonders of the world. Compounding percent against the accumulated compounding interest. What is compounding interest? This is the addition of interest to the principal amount of the loan or deposit. Or in other words, interest on interest. This is the result of reinvestment of interest and not their payment. So that interest in the next period is accrued on the principal amount plus previously accumulated interest. And what is cumulative interest? This is the sum of all interest payment on the loan for a certain period of time. For a depreciable loan, cumulative interest will increase with a decreasing rate, since each subsequent periodic payment of a loan represents a higher percentage of the principal amount of the loan and a smaller percentage of its interest. Those words, if you really need to invest, you have to know the meaning of compounding interest and cumulative interest. Next, please. Now, let's say you have a salary of 8%, $100 at 8%. And 10% is the investment. Remember, Mary told you, you have on the rule of the private investor, we always have to use minimum 10%, between 10% to 30% per month. And if we do that, you will see how your money will grow. Now, we have $100, and then 10% of $100 is $10 per month. On the first year, you get $204.95. On the second year, you get $721.05. On the third year, you get $2,020.70. Now let's go to 8 years. 8 years, it's 218, 145.20. It looks like it's a tree, and you see every year it growing. Like when you buy a tree, you plant a tree and you take care of that tree. But this one, you don't have to do anything. You just invest the money, and every year you have your banker, you have a back office, you can check on your money. And now the salary is $200 at 8%. The 10% of 200 is $20 per month. The first year, you get $409.90. The second year, $1,441.11. And the third year, $4,041.40. Let's go to the 8 years. 8 years, it's $436,290.40. But remember, your salary is only $200. And in 8 years, you put only $20. That's the compounding. You see, whatever they give you monthly, you add it to it. And the third, if we have a salary of $300, and 10% of $300 is $30 per month, the first year will be $614.85. Second year, 2,163.17. And the third year, 6,062.11. The 8 years, it will be 654,435.50. It's mind-blowing when you're looking at your salary and then the little amount, 10 to 30% of your salary. Look at that. At 10%, you in 8 years, you have 654.35. It's like it's growing overnight. And a salary of 8%, $400 at 8%. 10% of $400 is $40 per month. The first year, you got $819.81. The second year, you got $2,884.23. The third year, you got $8,082.11. The eighth year, you got $872,580.70. Now let's go. Somebody who's making $500 per month. 10% of 500 is $50 per month. And the first year, you got $1,024.76. The second year, $3,605.29. The third year, $10,103.52. Let's go to 8 years. It will be $1,909,726. I know some people who are listening to me, they might think, oh no, this is false. It's impossible. Remember, impossible is not French. Nothing is impossible. Try it. You're making $500 a month, take 10% and invest it in a company who will give you 8%. Now, let's say the difference between the 10% and of 8% and 10%, you have the same salary, $500, and 30% of that salary will give you $150 per month. So you invest that $150. The first year, it will give you $3,538.40. The second year, $14,602.05. Third year, $49,355.02. And let's go to 10 years. 10 years, what do you get? $152,963,313.50. So some people will think it's no good. Maybe they made a mistake. Maybe I'm not good in calculation, or the person, the bank made, the investment company made a mistake. No, this is true. Try it. Try it. Start with a 10%. And every month you can increase your investment. Next. Capitalization. What is the basis of capitalization? The term capitalization in itself comes from the word capital. Capital, therefore, it will be useful to understand the meaning of the word capital. The term capital in the accounting literature means the equity of the company. The net worth means asset, less liability. Economists use that term capital to mean all accumulated wealth used to produce additional wealth. Next. Example. We have $1 per day. Let's say you take $1 per day for 30 days. It will give you $30. And that $30, you multiply it by 30 years, will give you $10,800. And $10,800, that's the investment deduction. However, if you invest after 30 days, $30 at 12% per year, then on the first 5 years, you make $2,450. And 10 years, 6,901. 15 years, 14,987. 20 years, 29,677. And 30 years, you got 56,365. And for 30 years, I'm sorry, it's 105,897. So now you have a capitalization of 95,097. Now let's calculate. Let's say you have what will be the saving of Mr. X and Mr. Y at the end of the term. What will be the return by the end of 2016 if they both invest in the same instrument with 8% per annum? Peter X, since 1986, saved $200 for 30 years of saving. And Peter Y, since 1996, saved $400, 20 years of saving. The fundamental of capitalization and creation of capital income. Peter X start with 72,000, and at the end he get 281,000. And Peter Y have a saving of 96,000, and then at the end of the 30 years he get 227,000. So you could see the difference. Peter X start with lower amount and got more. And Peter Y start with 96,000 and got 227,000. So when you see all these difference, that's why you put everything on paper. I'm an old fashioned. Everything, I put it on paper. Paper and pen, you need when you listen about investment, you need to have your paper and pencil or pen, and then you can do it. And it will stay. Fundamental of capitalization and creation of capital income. Amount of investment deduction, your investment amount for the whole period, it's 72,000. Amount of investment income is the capital income, which is 72,000, plus 209,000, it give you 281. And capital, capital income minus capital income minus the amount of investment equal capitalization. That's mean 281 minus 72,000 will give you 209. And the same will be for Peter Y. Peter Y had invested 96,000, but it started 10 years later than Peter X. Peter X started in 1987, and Peter Y started in 1996 with a bigger amount of investment. Okay, I cannot. Now let's calculate the capitalization. Investment amount, now the salary is $1,000. And investment amount, 10% of 1,000 is $100 per month at 10%. The interest is 10%. The first month, you invest $100. It gives you 1% per month, that's $1. The accumulated income is 101. The second month, you add $100 to your 101, it gives you 201. 1% per month is $2. Now you add 201 and 2, it gives you 203. And the third year, the third month, you add $100 to your 203, it gives you 303. And 1% per month, we give you $3, so it gives you 306. And the fourth year is the same. You add $100, give you 406, and 1% of $400, it's $4. And now you have 406 plus 4 give you 410. The same, we have the same salary, but at 24%. The more the interest and more money you get. Now you have $100 and it's at 24%, that's 2% per month. You get $2 plus 100 give you 102. You add your $100 to the second month, 202, it gives you $4 for 2%. Now you have 202 plus 4 give you 206. You add your $100 so to the 206, it gives you 306. 306, 2% per month will give you $6. And then the accumulated income, you add 306 plus 6 give you 312. The same on the fourth month, you have 312 plus 100 give you 412. And 2% of 412, let's say $8. And now you add 412 plus 8 give you 420. Let's do the same at 36%. The difference is the interest. 36%, a salary of $1,000. The first month, you have $100, 3% per month, that's $3. So now you have 103. You add $100 to your 100, 103, it gives you 203. 203 gives you $6 per month. And you add it to your 203 plus 6 gives you 209. Now you add $100 to your 209, it gives you $9 per month. Now you have a total of $318. Now you add $100 to your 318, it gives you 418, and it gives you $12, and the accumulated income is 430. If you want to know, there is a rule, it's the rule of 72 in finance. Let's say you deposit $1,000 in the bank and they give you 1%, 1%. You want to know how many years it will take for that money to double. Do you know what is it? 72 years. That's why they call that rule of 72. You put $1,000 in the bank and you want it to double, and it would take 72 years. Let's say, it depends on your age. Let's say you're 20 years old. You put $1,000 in the bank. Now, you have to wait 72 years for that $1,000 to double. You'll be 92. So it's better to do the compound interest and cumulative interest. So every time you listen about investment, take a paper and pen, and whatever you're getting as a salary, or if you're working for yourself, pay yourself first before any expenses. If you make $500, say, I'm paying myself 10% or 30% and invest that. You'll see in 10 years, you'll be a rich, rich, rich person. Okay, what to do in the next 3 months in order to live your dream life? This I can tell you because it happened to me. In 3 months, I was a manager and I became a president in this company, that community, the new community. If I tell you I have 45 years of network marketing, but this company is not a network marketing. It's a multi-level crowd investing. and anything, because here in this company, this is where I learn to make my money work for me. Before I was working for my money, I used to spend 16, 20 hours working. And then when the money comes, I don't appreciate that money because I go buy clothes, shoes, thing like that. And I'm always like, my parents used to say, you always have to give something. Anything you look like, I cannot keep money in my pocketbook. Every time I have money, I have to distribute it. But now I think twice. I think 7 times before I spend $100. Because a lot of people don't have that $100. Some people, what I'm wasting, people, that's their salary. So think about others. Next, Nelly. What next? What is next? We have the 8 rule. In this company, as soon as you enter, they give you education about the 8 rule or the private investor. You have to learn the 8 rule. Some people say, oh no, I'm done with education. I cannot study anymore. This is something for you. You don't have to go to a classroom. You do it online. You learn, you read on your own at your own time. Nobody tell you you have to do it now and then. You learn the 8 rule of the private investor. You apply this rule in your life every day. Share these rules with 5 people or more. Keep learning about the financial world. Start creating your passive income. Do you know what is passive income? That's when you go to bed and the next morning you get up and you go to your back office and you see money. It looks like Santa Claus every day. Next.
True, true. Yeah. I think that's us.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening to me. I think I did not want to stop. Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
Nelly. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Miss Dr. Mimi. That was huge. That was a wonderful training. Oh my gosh. When I look at the compound interest, and when I look at when you keep to your plan, when you keep to your plan, see how much you make. When you keep to your plan, look at how many.
That was the rule you read to them. The
Yeah,
rule.
when you
To
keep
be
to,
disciplined
yes.
and don't be greedy. Don't be greedy and lazy.
And
Every day you have to make a schedule. Look at Nelly. Nelly, every day she come, it look like her breakfast is her schedule. She look at her schedule before she gets something to eat. I'm not living with Nelly, but I can see the type of person. When you are one, you know one as soon as you see. Mary is the same thing too. Every time she get up, the first thing, what is my schedule? You have to be disciplined, have a schedule, and stick to the plan. If you do not do it today, never say tomorrow I'll do it. No, you won't do it.
There is no tomorrow.
No, there is no more tomorrow. You have to do it.
Yeah.
Do whatever you can do today. There is no tomorrow. Tomorrow doesn't belong to us.
Do it now.
Definitely. So true. I love I can't keep on. That's why I was on that last slide, because I want to keep on listening for more and more. You're actually right about, yeah, you're actually right about, when you're spending, like right now, you got to think twice when you're spending that $100, because some people, that's their income, right? So, and especially learning about all these, so that's why I'm so grateful for this rules of private, because it really opened my eyes because I'm a spender. I spend money when I have it.
Yes.
But
Oh,
I'm so grateful because I get to learn so much about it. And now, even spending like $50, like it's a big deal for me now. Because I know that that $50 will give me more money in return. So
Yeah.
it's all about, having the mindset. So please welcome a new partner in our Zoom room. Oh, Happy,
Oh,
hi, who is it?
welcome.
Oh, hi, Fanny.
Welcome,
Is Fanny in the room now?
Fanny. Mm-hmm.
Hi, Happy.
Welcome. Do you have any question, Fanny?
Oh,
How
sorry.
are you?
No, I'm good. Thank you. I'm just taking it one time, a bit at a time. I'm just listening and reading up on it too. Thank you.
Perfect,
Okay.
perfect.
Okay.
Good to hear
Whoever
your voice.
invited you, you need to say thank you to that person. Because if
Happy
somebody
invited
invites
her.
you, that person care for you.
Oh, that is true, Dr. Mimi. I'm
Yeah,
thankful
she signed up already.
that brought me into this.
Yeah. But even if you
Congratulations,
sign up,
Fanny.
welcome to the big family, because we are a big family. Whatever
Thank you,
you.
ladies.
And the truth is, you never regret. You never regret it.
Yes.
Thank you.
And Thursday,
Online
Thanksgiving Day.
every day. I thank
Yes.
God
Yeah.
every day. And
That
another
is
thing,
true.
Congratulations, Fanny. Congratulations, Happy, as well.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And
Yeah.
welcome to the big family of Average.
Will do. Thank you.
Yes. Awesome. Okay, who's this? Oh,
You
hi, Molly.
ladies
How
had
are
an awesome
Molly.
presentation.
Mary
Hi.
and Dr. Day smashed it.
Yes, I did. Thank you, ladies.
Hi.
All right,
Hi,
thank you
Kiki.
so much.
How are you? You're always there to support
Um,
us.
okay, I have a question, by the way. So, when we're signing up a new partner right now, we're going to the average plan
No,
now.
I still go to the API
Complex.
to sign them up.
Yeah, because Fanny signed up and she just purchased a $250 education plus $10 VIP, but her status is client. I just
Yes.
it's client because I
Because
thought it should be partner.
I sign up on Saturday, I sign up 17 people. All of them, they say register user, because there is not that place where we used to go to cooperation to make them a partner. But I think if you buy the package from the API, the EIP, the CRU, I think there. On the CRU tab, you could find the cooperation and you make them a partner. So check on that.
Yeah, no, because I was texting the helpline support and they said she has to have somebody under her with a minimum of 50 units
To
investment,
become a
so she can go.
partner?
Yeah, so she can go from client to partner. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the new comp plan. That's the new average comp plan.
We're going to the average bonus plan right now.
It's activated now. Yes.
Yeah, it's activating right now. But we're still
And it's much
inviting
better.
through our API link, right, Nelly?
Yes, we do. Yes, because our EIP are in there until they make the whole full transition over to average, and that's where we're going to start from there. So always follow the needs. Okay, all right. Well, oh my gosh, so exciting stuff happening. Hey, it's a really good, it's a good overwhelming feeling. Not overwhelmed like overwhelmed, but it's a good overwhelmed. I had to be careful not to be too excited because I get really bad migraines from being too hyped up. All right, so
go get some rest because you you have a presentation tonight
later on.
And
anyway, we're gonna So I'm gonna send out the flyer very shortly. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me work on our stuff for today and tomorrow. And also send through the slides for our French one coming out tomorrow. I mean Thursday. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. Thank you so much, Dr. Mide and Mary, for a beautiful, beautiful, very energized training today. So we'll catch up again tonight, our corporate.
And
Yeah.
whoever are listening to us tomorrow with the French, even if you don't speak French, come and support, because
Yes.
you're looking at the slide and you would understand. Because they have a proverb, they say, one picture worth 1,000 words. So please
I
come.
true.
Thank you, Happy. Thank you, everyone who are listening to us. Because Nelly did not understand French, and she is the one was in the backyard, in the back office, so changing the slide, and sometimes they say, "Oh, la prochaine, la prochaine." They say, "Next slide, please."
So the slides are still in English, right?
Yeah, the French is on Thursday, not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
It's
It's on
Thursday.
Thursday. Tomorrow, this is the
Yes.
3 p.m. Mary has a training 3 p.m. about blockchain and how to do. So it will be good to come. Any training, when you get in that company, any training they are doing.
That is true. Wherever you see, when you see a Zoom training, wherever, just log in, because we are a family.
Yeah.
And when you
Yeah.
join, you always pick something. When
Yeah.
you join,
Yeah.
you always pick something. Because all of us keep nosing around. Even this, I was asking Dr. Mimi, do you have, where can I get the recording webinar of last, because I want more knowledge. I want to keep asking left and right, because if you see it, just jump in and listen, you'll get something. Okay, Nelly, thank you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Because
I'll see you
Nelly
guys
has
later.
to make the flyer now for later on.
Yeah, so that
She's
we
not going
Okay.
to rest, but at least take a rest. Doctor's order,
Always,
1 to 2
always.
hours.
Thank you, ladies. You guys have a
All right.
great day.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Bye.